Today, we're counting down the 15 perfect motorcycles for senior riders that won't leave you feeling like you've spent the day wrestling an alligator. These aren't your typical old man bikes either. No sir, these machines deliver all the thrills that got you hooked on motorcycling, but with ergonomics that respect the fact that your body now has opinions about how you spend your day. 15. Yamaha FJR 1300 ES. The Yamaha FJR 1300 ES is like that friend who's built like a linebacker but moves like a ballet dancer. This touring powerhouse packs a 1,298cc inline-4 engine that pumps out 146 horsepower, enough to outrun most sports cars, while carrying enough luggage for a 2-week vacation. The electronically adjustable suspension is slicker than a politician's promises. Just push a button, and you can transform the ride from plush as a pillow to sporty, but not spine-crushing. No tools, no fuss, no YouTube tutorials required. What makes the FJR senior-friendly is its upright seating position that's more natural than a conversation with an old friend. The electronically adjustable windscreen keeps the elements at bay better than your favorite weather app. And the heated grips are a godsend for arthritic hands on chilly mornings. But let's talk turkey. At 644 pounds wet, this bike is heavier than your holiday dinner with all the fixings. That weight becomes noticeable when you're trying to maneuver in parking lots or if you need to pick it up, which hopefully you won't. The 31.7-inch seat height might also be challenging if your inseam isn't what it used to be. For touring enthusiasts who want performance without punishment, the FJR 1300 ES is like a luxury sedan, comfortable, powerful, and reliable enough to bet your fishing gear on. 14. Triumph Tiger 1200. The Triumph Tiger 1200 has been on a diet more successful than any of mine, shedding an impressive 55 pounds for 2026. Its 1,160cc triple engine sounds sweeter than a barbershop quartet and delivers 148 horsepower with the smoothness of your favorite bourbon. This bike's semi-active suspension is smarter than most college graduates. It reads the road and adjusts faster than you can say pothole, giving you a magic carpet ride over surfaces rougher than a cat's tongue. The riding position is upright and commanding, like a throne on wheels, with a wide handlebar that gives you leverage without requiring Popeye's forearms. The Tiger's 7-inch TFT display is clearer than your new bifocals and actually designed to be read in sunlight, a concept apparently revolutionary in the motorcycle industry. The intuitive interface means you won't need to call your kids for tech support every time you want to adjust the heated grips. However, the Tiger 1200 isn't perfect. At 540 pounds, it's still a substantial machine to manage at low speeds, like trying to dance with a partner who doesn't know the steps. And with a price tag higher than some used cars, it'll have your wallet losing weight faster than the bike did. For the tech-savvy senior who wants adventure capability with touring comfort, the Tiger 1200 delivers more features than your smart TV and twice the excitement. 13. Harley-Davidson Pan America 1250 Special. When Harley-Davidson announced they were building an adventure bike, the motorcycle world was more shocked than when your BF announced he was becoming a vegetarian. But the Pan America 1250 Special proved the doubters wrong, like a home run in the bottom of the ninth. Its 1,252cc Revolution Max V twin pumps out 150 horsepower. But it's the 94 pound-feet of torque that makes this bike special. It pulls harder than a tractor at a county fair. The power delivery is smoother than a conman's sales pitch, always available without having to dance on the gear shift. The Pan America's party trick is its adaptive ride height system, which automatically lowers the bike up to 2 inches when you stop, like having an invisible kickstand for your confidence. This means even riders with inseams shorter than their attention spans can plant both feet firmly on terra firma. The seating position is more comfortable than your favorite recliner, with a wide handlebar that gives you the leverage of Archimedes. The windscreen adjusts without tools, and the seat has more padding than a politician's resume. But the Pan America tips the scales at 559 pounds, about the weight of the deer you almost hit last hunting season. And its electronics package is more complex than your tax return, with menus within menus within menus. For Harley enthusiasts who want to explore beyond the end of the pavement, the Pan America offers American muscle with surprising sophistication, like finding out your high school football star became a neurosurgeon. 12. Yamaha Tracer 7 GT. The Yamaha Tracer 7 GT is powered by the legendary CP2689cc parallel twin engine. With 74 horsepower and 50 pound-feet of torque, it strikes the perfect balance between "that was fun" and "I'm still alive." At just 485 pounds fully fueled, the Tracer 7 GT is lighter than your average Thanksgiving dinner. The riding position is more natural than breathing, with a comfortable seat that won't have you counting the miles until the next rest stop. The adjustable windscreen provides protection from the elements better than your favorite weather app. The Tracer comes ready for adventure with side cases standard. Enough space to pack for a weekend getaway without playing luggage Tetris. Its simple instrument cluster tells you what you need to know without bombarding you with information you don't care about. On the downside, the suspension isn't as plush as some competitors, more like a firm handshake than a warm hug. The 32.3-inch seat height might also be challenging for riders whose inseams have seen better days. For riders seeking a lightweight, versatile machine that's as comfortable on commutes as weekend tours, the Tracer 7 GT is like finding that perfect pair of jeans. Comfortable, practical, and makes you look good without trying too hard. 11. Kawasaki Versys 650. The Kawasaki Versys 650 is the Swiss Army knife of motorcycles. Not the fanciest tool for any specific job, but surprisingly capable at almost everything. Its 649cc parallel twin produces 66 horsepower with the smoothness of butter on a hot biscuit. What makes the Versys a standout for senior riders is its ergonomics. More comfortable than your favorite chair, with an upright position that's easier on your back than a memory foam mattress. The narrow chassis means getting both feet on the ground is easier than finding a political argument on Facebook. At 476 pounds wet, the Versys is manageable in tight spaces, unlike your brother-in-law's opinions. The comfortable seat and decent wind protection make longer rides more pleasant than an unexpected tax refund. However, the suspension is basic, fine on smooth roads, but about as sophisticated as a knock-knock joke when the pavement gets rough. The stock seat, while better than many, might still have you shifting around more than a politician during a scandal after a couple of hours. For riders seeking an affordable, reliable all-rounder that won't break the bank or your back, the Versys 650 is like that reliable friend who's always there when you need them. Not the most exciting, but never disappoints. 10. Suzuki V-Strom 650. The Suzuki V-Strom 650 is the cockroach of motorcycles. And I mean that as a compliment. When the apocalypse comes, there will be V-Strom 650s still running their daily commutes. Its 645cc V-twin engine produces 70 horsepower with the reliability of sunrise. This bike has developed a cult, following more dedicated than vinyl record collectors. The upright seating position feels more natural than walking, and the windscreen blocks wind better than your neighbor's privacy fence. The seat is all-day comfortable, like your favorite recliner on wheels. The V-Strom's 32.9-inch seat height might sound tall, but the bike is narrower than your excuses for not exercising, making it easier to get feet down than the numbers suggest. At 470 pounds wet, it's substantial without being unwieldy, like a well-trained Labrador. Where the V-Strom falls short is style. It's about as fashionable as socks with sandals. Practical? Absolutely. Going to win beauty contests? Not unless it's the only entrant. The instrument cluster also looks like it was designed when flip phones were cutting-edge technology. For the practical senior rider who values function over form and wants a bike that will outlast most marriages, the V-Strom 650 is the two-wheeled equivalent of a Toyota Camry. Not exciting, but it will still be running when your grandkids have grandkids. 9. Moto Guzzi V85 TT. The Moto Guzzi V85 TT is the motorcycle equivalent of an Italian sports car. Stylish, characterful, and guaranteed to start conversations at every stop. Its 853cc transverse V-twin engine produces 80 horsepower with more personality than a reality TV show cast. What makes the V85 TT special is how it blends modern technology with classic simplicity, like digital photos in vintage frames. The shaft drive eliminates chain maintenance. One less thing to worry about, like finding out your favorite restaurant delivers. The air-cooled engine design means fewer components to fail than your New Year's resolutions. The riding position is more natural than a conversation with an old friend, with a wide handlebar that gives you the leverage of Archimedes. The seat height of 32.7 inches is manageable for most, and the narrow waist makes it easier to get feet down than finding a reason to skip your high school reunion. The V85 TT's Achilles heel is parts availability, sometimes scarcer than common sense in an election year. The dealer network is also smaller than your patience for robocalls, which could be an issue if you live somewhere more remote than your uncle's political views. For riders who want Italian flair without Italian temperament, the Moto Guzzi V85 TT offers character by the bucket load, like having a George Clooney in your garage instead of another appliance. 8. BMW R1250 RT. The BMW R1250 RT is to touring motorcycles what a Swiss watch is to timekeeping, precise, refined, and engineered within an inch of its life. Its 1,254cc Boxer twin engine produces 136 horsepower and enough torque to pull a small planet out of orbit. This bike comes with more standard features than a luxury car: electronically adjustable windscreen, heated grips and seat, and cruise control that's more accurate than your spouse's memory of your mistakes. The semi-active suspension reads the road better than your favorite author, providing a ride smoother than a conman's sales pitch. The seating position is more natural than breathing, with all controls within easier reach than the TV remote on your coffee table. The information display is clearer than your new bifocals, and actually designed to be read in sunlight, a concept apparently revolutionary in the motorcycle industry. However, at 615 pounds, the R1250 RT is heavier than the holiday dinner you promised you wouldn't overeat at. That weight becomes noticeable when you're trying to maneuver in parking lots. The price tag is also higher than some used cars, making your wallet lighter than the bike. For the senior rider who prioritizes long-distance comfort and has a retirement fund healthier than their knees, the R1250 RT is the gold standard, like flying first class after years in coach. 7. Triumph Bonneville T120. The Triumph Bonneville T120 is like that classic movie that gets better with every viewing. Its 1,200cc parallel twin engine produces 79 horsepower with more character than a Dickens novel and smoother power delivery than a butler serving tea. What makes the Bonneville perfect for senior riders is its accessibility. The 31.1-inch seat height is lower than your expectations for political discourse, making it easy to plant both feet firmly. The upright seating position is more natural than complaining about the weather, putting minimal stress on wrists that might remember when Elvis was alive. The controls are simpler than instructions for boiling water. No complicated menus to navigate, no settings to adjust, just pure motorcycling. The ride-by-wire throttle provides power delivery smoother than your best sales pitch, while the traction control and ABS are there like a safety net you hope never to need. The Bonneville's weakness is its suspension. Fine on smooth roads, but about as sophisticated as a knock-knock joke when the pavement gets rough. The lack of wind protection also means highway riding can be more tiring than listening to your nephew explain cryptocurrency. For the senior rider who appreciates classic styling but wants modern reliability, the Bonneville T120 is like comfort food. Familiar, satisfying, and never goes out of style. 6. Kawasaki W800. The Kawasaki W800 is a time machine on two wheels, a modern interpretation of a classic British twin that's more reliable than your morning coffee routine. Its 773cc parallel twin engine produces a modest 47 horsepower with the smoothness of jazz from a vinyl record. This bike's greatest strength is its simplicity. There are no riding modes to configure, no electronic suspension to adjust. Just pure, uncomplicated motorcycling, like we used to have before computers got involved in everything. The upright seating position and low 30.7-inch seat height make it more accessible than your favorite chair. The W800's controls are more intuitive than your instinct to complain about the weather, with an analog instrument cluster that tells you what you need to know without information overload. At 496 pounds wet, it's substantial without being unwieldy. Where the W800 falls short is highway cruising. Its limited power feels more strained than your patience at the DMV when speeds climb above 70 miles per hour. The lack of wind protection also means you'll be more intimate with the elements than you might prefer. For the senior rider who remembers when motorcycles were simple and wants to recapture that feeling without the oil leaks and breakdowns. The W800 offers a pure motorcycling experience that's becoming rarer than common sense in politics. 5. BMW R18. The BMW R18 is what happens when German engineers decide to build an American cruiser. Like lederhosen at a Texas barbecue, it shouldn't work, but somehow does. Its massive 1,802cc boxer twin engine, bigger than some car engines, produces 91 horsepower and enough torque to alter the Earth's rotation. What earns the R18 a spot in our top 5 is its unique combination of classic styling and modern engineering. The low seat height of 27.2 inches is accessible to riders of all inseams, while the forward-set foot pegs and wide handlebar create a riding position more relaxed than your retirement plans. The exposed shaft drive eliminates chain maintenance, one less thing to worry about, like finding out your favorite restaurant delivers. The engine design means fewer components to fail than your New Year's resolutions. The simple, analog instrument cluster tells you what you need to know, without bombarding you with information you don't care about. But let's be honest, at 761 pounds, this bike is on heavier side. The limited suspension travel also means rough roads will introduce themselves to your spine more directly than you might prefer. For the senior rider who wants a distinctive cruiser with German engineering and reliability, the R18 offers a compelling alternative to American iron, like finding out there's a gourmet restaurant in a gas station. 4. Honda NC750X DCT. The Honda NC750X DCT is what happens when practical engineers design a motorcycle instead of speed-obsessed adrenaline junkies. Its 745cc parallel twin engine produces a modest 58 horsepower. Not enough to scare you, but plenty to put a grin under your helmet. What makes this bike special is the DCT. No clutch lever, no foot shifter, just twist and go like an automatic car. For riders with arthritic hands or knees that protest more than teenagers asked to clean their rooms, this feature alone is worth the price of admission. The NC750X's low center of gravity makes it more balanced than a yoga instructor. It practically stands up by itself. The upright seating position is more natural than complaining about property taxes, and the adjustable windscreen provides protection from the elements better than your favorite weather app. The storage compartment where the fuel tank would normally be is large enough for a full-face helmet, or enough groceries for dinner, like having a trunk on your motorcycle. The fuel efficiency is better than your grandkids' excuses for not calling, routinely delivering over 70 miles per gallon. The NC750X's weakness is its limited power. It feels more strained than your patience at the DMV when speeds climb above 70 miles per hour, or when carrying a passenger heavier than a bag of groceries. Some riders also miss the engagement of a manual transmission, like automatic transmissions in cars. It's convenient, but removes some of the connection. 3. Indian Scout. The Indian Scout combines classic American cruiser styling with modern performance. Its 1,133cc V-twin engine produces 100 horsepower and enough torque to pull stumps, all delivered with a sound that makes Harley owners turn their heads. What earns the Scout a spot in our top 3 is its perfect balance of performance and accessibility. The low seat height of 25.6 inches is lower than your expectations for political discourse, making it one of the most accessible bikes on our list. Even riders with inseams shorter than their patience can plant both feet firmly. Despite its cruiser styling, the Scout's ergonomics are surprisingly accommodating for senior riders. The reach to the handlebars is more natural than reaching for the TV remote, and the mid-mounted foot controls keep your knees at a comfortable angle, unlike some cruisers that fold you up like origami. At 561 pounds, the Scout is substantial enough to feel planted on the highway, but manageable enough for low-speed maneuvers. The suspension, while not adjustable, strikes an excellent balance between comfort and control, soaking up road imperfections without feeling wallowy in corners. The Scout's limitations include its modest luggage options. Packing for a weekend getaway requires more creativity than explaining to your spouse why you need another motorcycle. The lack of wind protection also means highway riding can be tiring. For the senior rider who wants American V-twin character without the excessive weight and vibration often associated with cruisers, the Indian Scout offers a refined package that's easier to live with than most in-laws. 2. Honda Rebel 500. The Honda Rebel 500 proves that good things can come in small packages. Its 471cc parallel twin engine produces a modest 45 horsepower. What makes the Rebel particularly suitable for senior riders is its extraordinary accessibility. The ultra-low seat height is just 27.2 inches, allowing almost any rider to plant both feet firmly on the ground. At just 408 pounds wet, the Rebel is light, making it incredibly easy to handle in all situations. The controls are lighter than your grandkids' attention span, requiring minimal effort to operate. A blessing for riders with hands that aren't as strong as they used to be. The Rebel's fuel efficiency would make a hybrid car jealous, routinely delivering over 65 miles per gallon, meaning fewer stops on longer journeys. The maintenance intervals are more generous than your favorite charity, and when service is required, it's straightforward and affordable, like finding an honest mechanic. The Rebel's limitations include its modest power. It feels more strained than your patience at the DMV when speeds climb above 70 miles per hour, or when carrying a passenger heavier than your fishing gear. The small size might also not be comfortable for taller riders. For the senior rider who values lightweight handling and accessibility above all else, or for those returning to motorcycling after a long absence, the Rebel 500 offers an approachable package that builds confidence faster than your grandkid builds a Lego set. 1. Honda Goldwing DCT. This flagship touring machine has been refined over 6 generations to create what might be the perfect motorcycle for experienced riders, like a fine wine that keeps getting better with age. Its 1833cc flat-six engine produces 125 horsepower, all delivered with a smoothness that makes other bikes jealous. The DCT eliminates the clutch lever and foot shifter, allowing you to focus entirely on the road ahead and your dinner destination. What makes the Goldwing the perfect motorcycle for senior riders is its unmatched comfort and convenience features. The electronically adjustable windscreen, heated grips and seats, and cruise control all come standard. The seating position is more natural than complaining about the weather, putting minimal stress on the wrists, back, and knees even after hours in the saddle. The electronically adjustable suspension reads the road better than your favorite author, providing the smoothest ride. The linked braking system with ABS requires almost no effort, inspiring confidence in all conditions. What truly sets the Goldwing apart is how it makes its considerable size and weight, 838 pounds, seem to disappear once in motion, like your resolve when faced with homemade pie. The low center of gravity and perfect balance make it surprisingly manageable at low speeds, while the reverse gear, operated via a button on the dashboard, takes the stress out of backing into parking spaces, like having a valet for your motorcycle. The integrated luggage system provides enough storage space for a 2-week vacation, while the comprehensive infotainment system offers navigation, Bluetooth connectivity, and an audio system better than your first car. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto come standard, allowing you to use familiar smartphone interfaces for navigation and music. No need to learn new tech tricks. For the senior rider who wants the ultimate in comfort, convenience, and capability, and who has a retirement fund healthier than their knees, the Honda Goldwing DCT represents the pinnacle of motorcycle engineering. It's a bike that will continue to impress long after the initial purchase, making it our top choice for senior riders in 2026. What makes a motorcycle perfect for senior riders? It's about ergonomics that don't require yoga training, controls that don't need the grip strength of a rock climber, and reliability that's more dependable than your old hunting dog. It's about bikes that respect your experience while accommodating the reality that, yes, sometimes your knees have their own weather forecast. What all these bikes share is a focus on rider comfort, ease of operation, reliability, and value. The factors that matter most to experienced riders who want to enjoy the open road without unnecessary discomfort or complexity.